Hello and welcome back to the Framed Podcast. This is now episode 18, which is crazy. We are back with a new episode that is going to cover a lot this week. I'm going to pass you on to Charlie, who can describe what we're going to be up to.
Yeah, we're going through quite a lot today. We got a news segment first up, as we always do. Reasonably small news segment this week. There hasn't been a ton of stuff announced, but LFF has kind of dominated the week. So, yeah, we don't really need to go too much into news this week. Ben has got a little game for myself. He's got a few questions for me. Then I have got a brand new segment, which is called Top of the Table, which we'll get into. It's a brand new game that I've brought along for Ben to try out and try and conquer, shall we say. And then our final topic for today is going to be discussing Roofman, which is Channing Tatum's new movie, which I really loved. So I can't wait to discuss it.
Amazing. Yeah. No, I look forward to talking about that one because I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. Right, should we crack on with the news, get that out of the way?
Yeah, I think that's, for once, is the thing that I'm least excited about. It's not been a huge week.
No, I think you're right. I think London Film Festival has dominated it, and I think everyone recognises that. So we've only got a few things to talk about. Some of them are exciting, though. Let's crack on straight from the top. So, as some people would have seen, Timothy Chalamet has posted his Instagram story with a picture of him standing in a desert, and all he titled it is June 3 loading. Obviously, there's not much to say in regards to that. I think everyone's just excited that it's actually beginning. Everyone knew it was coming. It's just that it's actually beginning now.
It's a quick turnaround on it as well.
I think it's been pretty quick. What, like a year?
Yeah, because obviously with the actor strikes, you had what ended up being a 3-year wait for Dune 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I still hope that they don't move the release date of the film. I liked that it's releasing the same day as Avengers. I think that's going to be sick.
Yeah. It will be crazy if it does. It's just going to be horrible for the people that work there.
Yeah,
because that's atrocious. But no, that'll be really cool. I think June 2 did so incredibly well that I think this will have crazy hype behind it. But as we've kind of spoken about off episode, the third book, not the third book, what will be the third film, but the second book is very different for anyone that's not read it. So this will be a real test of loyalty of people that like the Dune franchise, because this is not going to be the same as part 1 and 2 at all.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see where this goes, because I haven't read the books. You have.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what to expect. I won't say what we spoke about off episode because I don't want to spoil it for people, but Ben's teased a few things with me that are coming up that have me very, very hyped for where this is going. And my main complaint with Dune Part 2 is, while obviously it's the same, it's all one story, it did feel reasonably similar to the predecessor. Obviously, it had its uniqueness, but it was very much the same vibe. Whereas I think from what you're saying and what the book has, it's Dune, is it Messiah?
Yes. Yeah.
And they're not calling it that, they are just calling it Dune Part 2.
I think the reason they're doing that is because there are certain aspects of Messiah that are characters that you've quote unquote already been introduced to in the first book, but the film didn't really show them. So I think it's going to be really hard to move on to that next stage of the story, because they've actually almost kicked themselves for not introducing them earlier on. So I think the reason they've probably not called it Messiah and changed it to Part 3 is because they know that they're almost on catch up. But who knows? Because I wouldn't be surprised if we get a 4. Because yeah, I do. Because there's first off, there's loads of books, but on top of that, I think the first book did 2 films. The next book could do 2 films, especially as they missed out parts that they should have added. So I think yes,
it's quite clearly the end with Denis moving to James Bond.
I think you're right. So they need to somehow wrap it up, and I'm not sure how they'll do that.
I could see this one being 3 hours.
Yeah, I think so. Big time. That being so,
Pugh's supposed to be a huge role in this one, right?
Who? Sorry,
Florence Pugh's character. I can't remember the name.
A lot bigger than she was. Yes. Yeah, because there's a time jump between. It's 12 years, I think it is, between what we last watched and what comes next. Yeah.
I'm intrigued. I'm excited.
I know, I'm excited. It was a big one for me last year. Right, moving on. This one, I find interesting, at least. It's in regards to Wicked for Good, which only comes out now in like a month, like really not that far away.
Yeah, really.
Director John M. Chu has says that a major actor is playing the Cowardly Lion. His quote is, "Wait until the red carpet when the actor who gave us the Cowardly Lion's voice steps foot on. It'll be wild." Um, I'm excited because I can take some guesses. I don't really like how he said wait until the red carpet because that just spoils it for absolutely everyone. Uh,
Yeah,
Anyone that's into films will see that red carpet before they see the film and know who it is.
yeah.
That's a bit sad. But I have some. They're not entirely my ideas. I've seen them online, but like good speculations of who it could be, and they are so vastly different.
Who have you seen?
I've seen. So the first one, which I think is like a fan favorite, everyone would love it, is that it's going to be Ian McKellen. Um,
Oh,
so very sad, very cowardly, like very quiet, very old man vibes. I love that. On top of that, a lot of people are saying that the photo looks like him, um, like of the lion.
well,
Uh,
like a mocap.
Kind of, I guess, yeah. And I kind of see it. I'm not going to lie. The other one, which is vastly different and I hate, but has more proof that it's possibly true, is that it's going to be Ryan Reynolds. Um, there is a yes, there are very like a stupid amount of photos of Ryan Reynolds with all of the cast for Wicked.
Right.
Um, Especially around the end of Wicked Part One. Obviously, they were kind of filmed back to back and like next to each other. So the photos of Ryan Reynolds being around the cast, the directors, absolutely everyone back then would still have weight to them being him being in Part Two. I hate it. I'm not gonna lie, I hate that.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know
it
if
would now be it would
Alan.
now be a cowardly lion, but like meant to be funny. I don't really need that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know if I love that one as much as Ian McKellen.
No, I think Ian McKellen's really sweet, and that's the when you think back to like the Wizard of Oz, like Dorothy loves the lion because of how sweet and like timid he is, and Ryan Reynolds is just going to be funny in that role, and that's not that relationship.
No, not at all.
But weird, I don't know. I don't know who else it could be. It's also really weird that they've done it, but it's another bit of hype on top of what is already a
Yeah,
crazy hype for a film.
because we know who the Tin Man is if you know the story.
Yeah, yeah. Same as Scarecrow.
The Scarecrow is
You've already met him.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I was about to say. I was like, I hope you haven't forgotten that. But,
Um,
okay.
oh no, I was gonna say who's the fourth one, but it's Dorothy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which
So no, I'm interested. I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoyed Wicked
there's
Part.
plenty of rumors about who is playing her, so I think we know who's playing her.
Yeah, there is some speculations just from like back in the first one, like there was like people seen, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see.
yeah.
Um,
What's up next? Oh, let's get to a Marvel little segment of news. Obviously, taking us back a week or so now, Tom Holland was kind of put out of action for um, like a head injury, but he is back filming now. There have been some, set pictures of him and Scorpion around, but what is the new set pictures is Sadie Sink on set for Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Truthfully, no one has a clue who Oh, you got an idea?
there's a Mark Ruffalo photo as well. Finally,
Is there? I haven't seen that one. Okay. Well, the Sadie Sink one, I've not really got anything to talk about. It's her standing in a coat. Like, there really isn't, like,
well, I
much.
have something to speak on it.
Go on, go for it.
Underneath the coat, she is all black,
Okay.
and in the comics, there is a female sidekick to Punisher, who I think this could be, and also the Punisher special presentation is said to be him working with a female sidekick. So you can
Okay.
very quickly link that presentation into this, and that's Sadie Sink's character,
What one comes first, Spider-Man or the special thing?
the special.
We get that before Spider-Man.
I think it's Daredevil in March, the special in May or June, and then Spider-Man late July.
Okay, well, that will make sense then, because then you've already established the character by the time you go into Spider-Man.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it gives the special presentation more meaning. I like her playing that kind of role instead of like, oh, it's a love interest,
Yeah, definitely.
or the Jean Grey rumors, which is just stupid.
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, I completely think they're awful. And even if they were to be true, this isn't the film to do it in.
And the other thing is, if this is Sadie Sink playing a sort of female Punisher, that's a very different role for her, and I'd be very glad to see her take on something like that.
I would agree with you because, like,
My big one
there is no John Bernthal haters. Like, everyone loves his Punisher. Absolutely crazy. And I don't see her matching it, which is why I'm open to the concept to see, like your acting ability. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, no, because
Uh,
I always feared that those Stranger Things actors are just going to be cast as little kids for their whole life.
Forever. Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I don't know if you've seen the tweets that are going around. It's like about to see 4 30-year-olds say stupid stuff like "friends don't lie,"
Yeah, yeah. Sadly, you're probably right.
which
But
is a
you can
shame.
blame Netflix for that.
We're about to get it anyway. That's the
Um,
Marvel bit part one.
yeah, the other thing is more just like the new Marvel like series announcements. Some of them are not really news to us at all, but some of them are kind of interesting. So we now have confirmation. We'll start with Wonder Man because we got a trailer for that too. Have you
Very,
watched the trailer? Did you watch the trailer?
very hyped. Very hyped.
Okay, I'm not. I'm not.
I can explain why.
Go on.
So point one, I love the studio on Apple TV.
Okay. Yeah.
It's going for that vibe. I love the bit where he talks about superhero fatigue, and then you see the clacker board, and it's got the title of the film is Cash Grab 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
I find that
Nice.
hilarious. Um, it feels very different to a lot of MCU projects, which I like.
Hmm.
I'm going to butcher his name, Yahya Abdul Mateen. I think that's his name.
I don't
Uh,
even know who's playing it, so yeah,
is
I'll
playing
trust
Wonder
you.
Man. He was obviously Black Manta. He's also played Doctor Manhattan as well. I think he's just brilliant in everything that he's in.
Hmm.
I'm excited to see him do Wonder Man. You've got Ben Kingsley back as Trevor Slattery, which I thought was one of the
Yeah.
highlights of Shang-Chi and highlights of Iron Man 3. He's just a brilliant actor as well. Directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, who, after doing this show, was entrusted with a Spider-Man film and was also originally going to direct Avengers 5. So
That says a lot.
he obviously did something good with this show for them to put him forward for those opportunities. I think Wonder Man is a wildly interesting character compared to a lot of characters we've had introduced in the MCU. This kind of actor that plays a hero and becomes a hero.
Yeah,
Um, I think it could be really unique. I think the teaser could have done a bit more in teasing the powers, because
I agree.
if I was someone that didn't know anything about the character, I would watch the trailer and think, what's this Marvel show about some actors?
I am that person. So maybe that's why I don't feel that excitement because I truthfully don't know much about Wonder Man at all. When I watched that trailer, it looks like it's going to be a comedy series, but then when you rewind here and go, oh, this is a Marvel project.
Yeah,
Every Marvel project is meant to link with another, and I'm looking at, the next thing we're looking forward to is like Doomsday and Secret Wars, which are like god level fights. And I've got,
yeah,
again, from a viewer that doesn't know what they're talking about, I'm looking at Wonder Man and seeing someone that doesn't have powers doing like a jokey TV show, and I'm like, this doesn't tie in. I don't
yeah.
understand how it could tie in.
What is interesting is like they put a small teaser out for Disney Plus for the rest of the year back in July,
Hmm.
and in that there's 10 seconds footage of Wonder Man, and that shows 3 clips of him using powers. But in the
Okay,
full teaser trailer for the show, it's just not in there, which is really interesting.
I need to watch that then because I missed all of that.
He
Anything to do with the powers.
on the table in rage, and kind of all this stuff on the table just flies out, and the table like caves in.
Okay,
It must be like his first discovery of his powers or something. Um, but no, it looks cool. What I am excited for is that Wonder Man is coming with a showrunner, and you've got Vision Quest that's coming with a showrunner, which we now have confirmed as well.
yeah, Vision Quest I think is probably the other one we wanted to discuss. There's not much to discuss with it. I'm just glad it's finally happening because there was,
Yeah,
you know, Multiverse of Madness came out quite a while ago now, and there was many questions that have just kind of dwindled, and these might tie up them answers.
you've obviously got James Spader coming back as Ultron.
Yeah, I'm a huge advocate for that.
I'm trying to think of the name, but it's slipping me. The guy that played Jarvis in human form.
Oh,
He's
I couldn't
coming
even
back.
tell. Oh, interesting. Okay.
The voice of Edith and Friday will be coming into this as human people.
Okay, it's getting weirder, but okay. Yeah, I'm game for it because I needed them answers tied up, so I'll take it. I'll take it.
I also just think
Go on.
one last point on Vision Quest is there's not a lot of people that love their roles in the MCU as much as Paul Bettany.
That's true, but he's been there since like pretty much as long as Iron Man has, pretty much.
Yeah. My
And
favorite
he's
quote from any Marvel interview is when Paul Bettany says, he goes, I got the call from Jon Favreau, and he's like, I need someone to play an AI. I needed someone incredibly lifeless, and I thought of you.
that's
Imagine
crazy.
hearing that down the phone. But it's now changed his life.
100%, because like I wonder at what point do you think he always knew he was going to become Vision? Do you think he was offered that when he already had the role? Because if you would have first been offered the role as like you're just going to be a voice for something not used that much, then find out that you're going to like have an Infinity Stone in your head, and like
I
I
want
think I
now.
think they had a big plan for a long time, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, "There's an idea that this could have happened," and it just did.
I reckon when they did the initial pitch, they said this could happen down the road.
Yeah,
I don't
we'll
reckon they.
see.
I don't think in 2008 they went, oh, in 2015 we're going to make Age of Ultron, and you're going to have.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they would be like, "Here's all the comics. These are the avenues that we could go down." Just for your information, if anything happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's mainly it for the news this week. There wasn't much there.
No.
Again, I think it's because of the film festivals. We're now film festival is over. We're now reaching the Christmas part of the year where the films will kick off again. I think a lot of things will start pouring back in.
Yeah. I'm
But
very.
that brings us
2 months.
But yeah, 100%. It's going to be big. So that brings us probably into our game segment of the night of the day episode. Yeah, I don't know where that's come from. Who wants to go first? Do you want me to go first, or do you want you? You said that your game's slightly longer, so is it best me getting mine out of the way?
Should we do yours first? I'm excited to play yours anyway.
Okay. I don't think mine's going to be as exciting, but I'm glad that we've got something else. So, very simple game. We've all heard of it before. We are going to describe movie plots badly, and Charlie is going to guess what they are. I'm going to first say that I struggled with this because they were either stupidly obvious or
impossible.
You're never getting them. Yeah, exactly.
Let's not put me on that pedestal of Charlie is going to guess them. Charlie's going to try and guess them.
Yeah, correct. That's correct. I've got 3 of them for you, and we'll roll them out and see how you get on. Okay.
Okay.
So I think the first one's probably the easiest one, and we'll try. So number 1 of describing movie plots badly. So question 1, and this is a quote: "Rich orphan uses fancy gadgets to beat up mentally ill people."
Batman.
Do you? Yeah, you're correct. But any specific film?
Say it again.
Rich orphan uses fancy gadgets to beat up mentally ill people. You could change that to a mentally ill person if you wanted.
The Batman.
No, it's the Dark Knight. The mentally ill person is referring to the Joker, but I guess you could use it for either.
I was going to go Dark Knight or the Batman.
Technically, both apply.
Part of me wanted to just say Lego Batman movie just for a laugh.
One of the best. It is one of the best Batman films. Okay, we'll move into the second one. So, again, a teenager goes to the past and his mum accidentally falls in love with him.
Back to the Future.
Correct. Yeah. See, this is what I mean. Were they too easy or not? I don't know.
I rewatched it this week.
Oh, that's why then. That's exactly why. Because it's coming up to its anniversary, isn't it? So that'll be why.
I think I said before in a past episode, but Back to the Future is like the film that me and my dad would watch together.
It's one of my favorite films of all time, so that is completely fair. I love all 3 of them, and I will be watching it. It's re-releasing in IMAX, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Not that I think that's an IMAX film, but
Be
I'll
cool
still
to
watch it.
see it on IMAX.
Still cool. Yeah. Right. Last one to just get them out of the way then. Unathletic noodle enthusiast becomes a martial arts prodigy.
Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, that's I,
An athletic noodle enthusiast. Oh,
yeah, true. Yeah, this is what I mean. I could they're sort of kind of easy and then kind of hard at the same time. But trust me, that was the best of what you could have got because some of them were truly awful.
if you didn't say noodle, I wouldn't have guessed.
So
If
if I just said,
if you'd have been like unathletic mammal,
yeah, but then mammal, that's really obvious. Unathletic character suddenly becomes martial arts prodigy. That could be anyone. That could be fucking like Karate Kid.
uppercut.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, you could start from the beginning. Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, I'm glad mine's out of the way, but I'm interested in doing yours more, I think.
Okay, this is a new segment to the podcast that hopefully we can bring back in future weeks with different subcategories and genres and things like that. This is called Top of the Table. How this works, it's reasonably simple, but it might take some watching and listening to get used to it. I've got 3 categories with a list of 1 to 50. So, for example, our first category today is highest grossing movies. I've got all of them from 1 to 50. It is Ben's job to get the highest score possible, where the first position in the list is 1 point and the last position in the list is 50. So, Ben is looking to get the least common answers.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what makes it tricky.
We got 3 categories, three guesses in each, and then we'll have a score at the end.
Okay. We'll start, I guess, with each round, but my question first is if you're talking about highest grossing film, is this just of all time?
This is of all time. And this is, to be like Wikipedia, this is not corrected for inflation.
Right, sure. Okay.
Raw statistics.
That doesn't help in any way, but sure.
I have got the list here, so
Okay.
the top
I'm
50.
good to go whenever you're ready to start.
I'm ready to start. Just 3 guesses. So you kind of want anything, I'd say, from about 30 downwards to get yourself a good score.
Okay. Okay. Right. So first, reread me the first topic again. So we can...
It is the highest grossing movies of all time. I have the top 50 list, and you are looking for the least common answer.
Okay. Got 3 guesses, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So my first thought going into this is it's 50, and there are many, many, many films. So even though top 50 or 50th place sounds low, it's still probably something you know.
I would
'Cause
say these are all well-known movies. Very well-known
Okay.
movies.
Okay. My initial thoughts is I want to go for something that maybe flopped and did poorly. So let me chuck something in there like, oh, you know what? Is a good option. That's a good start. Let's go with him.
Him?
Very recent. Yeah.
Him is not on the list.
Didn't even make it in the top 50. God, I need to shoot higher.
This is of all time, not this year.
Of all time, yeah, I should think bigger. Okay.
So we're on
It's
0
actually
right
really, yeah, that's not good. Let me think.
If you want points, maybe just saying I have to go for an obvious one.
Do you think? Is it really that? Okay.
If I can give you a hint on your final guess of each round, but your first.
Okay, sure. Maybe I should pick. Oh, you know what? Okay, let's try. And this is again stab in the dark. Let's say the Marvels.
The Marvels.
Yeah, that's a big enough franchise to be a blockbuster, but didn't do well.
The Marvels is not on the list.
Oh my god, was it that? Jesus. Okay.
Marvels only made around 300 and something million.
See, that's still a lot of money, but like,
the bottom of this list is 900 mil.
oh my god. Okay, wow. I'm really like undershooting it. Yeah, I was truly thinking of like terrible decision movies. No, okay, I need to think bigger.
No, I'll give you this hint then. The bottom movie is a film we've already discussed on this episode.
On this episode, okay. Is it? I'm going to say this. Is it The Dark Knight?
It is The Dark Knight at 50.
Nice. Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, Dark
One.
Knight's like loved by everyone, but it was quite a while ago where cinema hadn't reached the billion mark yet.
Yeah, 'cause you got to remember your top ones are always going to be your Avatars, your Endgames, Titanic.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I'm trying to avoid
I'm
the
not going to spoil
obvious.
any more because we can use this list again in future episodes.
Okay. What? How many points did I get for that? What position was that?
That was 50.
Oh, nice. I'll take
So
it then.
you've got the what do they call it at the bottom? You got the grouper, is what they call it.
Yeah. So is the goal here that if I landed all three of them, I could get a really high score?
You could get like your max score for that round would be like 147.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I get
Yeah,
you now. Right. Okay. Yeah, this is interesting. I'm okay.
over 100. Okay, your next one is most watched TV shows. Now, what I have is a hybrid list of classic like broadcast television,
Yeah.
streaming television, and this is based upon viewership of broadcast TV and watch time hours of streaming TV. So
Okay.
very different metrics. Um, they've been combined into one list of 50, and again, it's your job to guess the bottom of the list. Well, the bottom of the best.
Okay.
Of our bunch, whatever you want to call it.
Fine. I'm gonna. Okay. So instantly, if I'm thinking the best and the most viewed, I'm thinking something like Friends and stuff like that, which just on repeat always has been. But we're going for bottom, so still something definitely recognisable, but not. I'm gonna shoot for. Let's go. Put in something slap bang in the middle, something like Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad would get you 16 points.
So that's the 16th most watched.
Yep.
Okay, so I need to go for something less viewed than that, basically. And Breaking Bad is quite high, so that shouldn't be too hard.
Again, pretty much all of these are incredibly well-known things.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, okay.
A big surprise on here for me at the bottom. I've just clocked it.
Interesting. All right. Let's have a think.
I
Should we
think
go for a? Should we go for a Star Wars show like The Mandalorian?
44 points.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
That's the one that just surprised me.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, I've got one more.
I think there's two glaringly obvious, but one's quite high.
Yeah. Well, there's many glaringly obvious series that do incredibly well, but I'm not looking for that really.
I think there's one from this year, I'd say, that's glaringly obvious.
There's quite a few series this year. I'm gonna just because you've said that and we spoke about it earlier, I'm gonna chuck it in there. What about Andor season 2?
Andor is unfortunately not on the list.
Didn't even make it. Damn. Okay.
So you've ended up with 60 points from round 2, so 10 above round 1. So
Yeah.
there's
You're right.
improvement in the strategy. We're on 110 as we head into round 3. My personal favourite round is a bit of a unique one. It's not a category you see come up in a lot of games. I have got the top 50 list of actors who have starred in the most movies, TV shows, and voice acting projects.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And again, reasonably well known, but there's also some very random ones in here that I've actually never heard of.
Okay. And we're going off the same logic of.
Clarify for audiences, I have not included Bollywood cinema because a lot of those stars have been in hundreds of projects.
Makes sense. I think I'm going to struggle with this one most.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
I'm going to go straight away for something like Matt Damon. There is some voice acting roles in there and some main roles, but nothing like I wouldn't say a lot.
Matt Damon is not on the list.
Wow. So okay, damn. So it's someone. Okay.
I will clarify, alive and deceased.
Interesting. All right. Okay. Robin Williams.
50.
Yes, that's straight away Matt's point. That's banging. Okay, happy with that.
You're on the right lines now.
Cool. Okay. Okay, here's a shot in the dark. I might be completely wrong, but it's worth a go. What about Christopher Lee?
I can tell you that Christopher Lee
Yeah.
has got you 1 point.
Wait, what? So he's been in the most.
With voice acting roles included, Christopher Lee has done the most projects.
Oh, damn. Okay, well, I've got in the category. I'll take that.
You got both ends of the list.
Yeah, damn. All right. Okay, that's so much harder than you think it is.
Yeah. Your top of the list is like your I don't know how to pronounce his second name, but Danny Trejo,
Yeah.
everything. Morgan Freeman, Jackie
Oh,
Chan,
okay. Yeah. Jackie Chan's a good shout.
De Niro,
Damn. Okay.
and then towards the other end, Nick Cage,
Yeah, I've done a few things. Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum,
Yeah, that's a good one.
and Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe's the only thing I can think animated that he's done off the top of my head is Boy and the Heron. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I think he just does a lot of live action though, so I think he's still
Yeah.
creeps. So your
Damn. Okay.
score
Mm-hmm.
is a very respectable 161.
See, this is the first time we've ever done this, so we don't know if that's any good.
Well, I would say to get a bottom 10 answer in all three categories is a decent going for a first attempt at this game.
I'll take it. I can imagine how this can get very difficult, though. It already was difficult.
I think maybe if we keep this as a segment, we take this as a leaderboard, and every week our guests can
Sure.
see
I'm
where
happy
they
with that.
are at the table.
I'm happy with that. I enjoyed that. That was very fun.
Is all for our games this week.
Okay, well, that takes us into what is now the main part of this episode, which is Channing Tatum's Roofman. So, this is a film that me and Charlie both got the opportunity to watch during BFI's London Film Festival, but it is now released in cinemas. What day is it today? Today is Monday, so it came out on Friday. So it's now available to the public as well. I'll read you a quick synopsis about the film so you get an idea if you haven't seen it at all, and then we can discuss into our thoughts and reviews. So, Roofman. A former army ranger and struggling father turns to robbing McDonald's restaurants by cutting holes in their roofs, earning him the nickname Roofman. After escaping prison, he secretly lives inside a Toys R Us for 6 months, surviving undetected while planning the next move. But when he falls for a divorced mum drawn into his undeniable charm, his double life begins to unravel, setting off a compelling and suspenseful game of cat and mouse as his past closes in. So, for anyone that is unaware, this is actually based on a true story, which makes this even more crazy. I think, I don't know about you, Charlie, but I went into this kind of blank. I didn't know much about it, so this was my first real introduction to this story and even like the true story of it.
Yeah, I knew it was about a real guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know the story until I watched the film. I just knew it was a true story.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Should we go straight into our rankings out of 10 first?
Yeah?
Yeah? Okay. I'm going to think. What do I want to give it?
We did out of 10, yeah?
Out of 10. Yeah. Okay. Right. I'm ready when you are.
I'm ready.
Okay. So these are our scores for Channing Tatum's Roofman out of 10. I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So 3, 2, 1,
9.
8. Nice. I'll take that. They're both high scores. You had the highest score of this round, so why giving it a 9?
Mainly due to the surprise factor.
Yep. Fine.
I think the Roofman trailer, it does a good job. It does the trailer's job, which is get bums in seats. Essentially, that is what the trailer is supposed to do, and I think the Roofman trailer does that incredibly well. But what the Roofman trailer does, I never thought I'd say Roofman trailer this much in my life. What the trailer does is presents it as a comedy. But I think once you get into the story and you're into the movie, you very quickly realize that this is much more than just a comedy.
definitely.
There's a deeper story there. You're dealing with the ideas of sort of this guy basically just wanting to prove himself to his family, but he goes about it the complete wrong way. Then he tries to prove himself again to another group of individuals.
Yeah,
And it still doesn't go his way. Um, and no matter what this guy does, which is very clearly illegal, you can't help but feel bad for him.
correct. I
You
completely agree.
root for him the entire time. And like it says in the synopsis, he has undeniable charm. That is purely down to the great casting of just getting Channing Tatum to do this role. I think it was quite obvious that he was going to nail it. But I think he's just him as an actor is so great in this film, in the subtle moments, the quiet moments. But as we know, as a comedian, as a comedic actor, he's also brilliant. So
Yeah,
both aspects ticked completely. I think Kirsten Dunst is brilliant as well.
I agree.
And I think if you've got a supporting cast of Peter Dinklage, Ben Mendelsohn, and Lakeith Steinfeld, you can't really go too wrong.
Hmm.
All of them do their roles greatly. Standout for me being Peter Dinklage.
Oh
It
yeah,
felt,
okay.
it felt like a different role for him. Like,
See, I disagree. I think he's quite grumpy quite a lot.
but I felt like he did a lot more over the top comedic stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. In a comedic standing, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. But I always see
The
him
only
playing
other
like
time I've seen
an
him
angry
go
boss.
those kind of lengths was like Pixels.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's amazing in. Um, so it was nice to see something different from him in a movie that's actually good. Um,
Hmm.
I think it's a very solid movie. Huge surprise. And for me, when it was announced that this was part of LFF, I was like, why?
Yeah,
But
fair.
after seeing it, I was like, oh yeah, no, good, good movie,
Yeah.
good movie. Nothing to like stand on a rooftop and be, no pun intended, to stand on a rooftop and shout to the people like, go and watch this film. But
Mhm.
solid movie, fun movie, rewatchability, 1000%.
Yeah, 100% agree.
And it's short enough that I would like. This is the thing that I think you say quite a lot.
I do.
It is the kind of movie that I would sit down and chuck on to sit and watch it.
Rewatchability is the
Yeah,
word I always use. Yeah.
no,
No, I completely agree with you. I caught the film a little bit later than everyone else. Um, you guys managed to see it in a screening before London Film Festival, whereas I
we
caught it in Film Festival.
we were a week,
Um,
a month early, which is crazy.
yeah, that is kind of crazy. But I had obviously heard good things, so that's a great concept, but also a dangerous concept because now I'm going in with high hopes. But my hopes were not shattered. I watched this an early morning, and I all I knew to expect was very similar to yourself. It's based on a true story, except now I knew that it had something to live up to. But no, I had a lot of fun with it. I completely agree with you. It's not too long. It's not too short. It touches on some really kind of sad moments, but then also completely flips and goes back to being hilarious. And I think to the point you made, that is like an acknowledgement to Channing Tatum. I think Channing Tatum was a brilliant choice for it purely because of we've kind of seen him do a bit of both now, a bit of serious and a bit of comedy. And like when you chuck something like 21 Jump Street in the mix, where you've got you know police and military tied with the comedic aspect, that's almost exactly what this film is. It's a you know a fit man that's come from a military background that's able to do these heists but turns it into comedy. It's almost the exact same like character that he had to kind of fill from 21.
Mhm.
But obviously where this film he's solo for most of it, so it's now that kind of pure acting ability of being able to keep an audience entertained when actually truthfully not much is happening. But I think that thing in the back of your head where you recognize this is based on a true story means that all these little things that he's doing are even crazier to you to know that this actually happened.
Yeah,
Um, but when you dip outside of that, uh, the Toys R Us part, and you actually see him engage in, as quote, like the double life, that's where it really kind of takes its turn, not just for it becoming a bit more interesting, but also, you're actually rooting for this man. Um, as soon as that kind of, that now that that double life risk comes into it. You're actually rooting for him to do well.
Yeah,
As Charlie mentioned, it's very he is doing bad things, but for the right reason, if that makes sense. All he wants to do is be a good man. And the famous thing about this story is, if you've ever heard of the true, real story of it, is that everyone that he was, quote unquote, kidnapping or putting up as hostage have all stated how lovely he was and how he thought about them and how he put them in a freezer and made their coats around them to keep them warm and always asked how they were or called the police if they were hurt. Like, they really didn't have a bad thing to say about him, which really proves that he is just a man doing the wrong things for the right reason. But yeah, tying it back into the double life of Kirsten Dunst and stuff like this, she was a real surprise for me. Personally, I've never thought she was really anything special in my eyes. Whereas I did like her in this. I think where she played that little bit more of an underground character, she shone a little bit more. And I really could actually feel the vibe between the two of them, uh, which is really nice. Um, I really liked it. I would put this in kind of like what I always call this, like a Sunday afternoon film. So like when you're a kid and your family would chuck it on the sofa maybe after like dinner or something, or maybe like you watch it just before Christmas. That's kind of how I feel it. It's that perfect like family fun film. And yeah, back to your point, I think it truly was a surprise for film festival. I don't think film festival is known for its kind of artsy, take a risk films, and this really isn't that. So it was weird to see it there. But I came out of this with maybe it being like one of my top films I watched at film festival. I really did enjoy this a lot more than I thought it was going to. I gave it 4 on Letterboxd.
yeah. I think
Great.
for me, well, it's probably my number 4 best at the festival.
Yeah, I'd probably put mine around the same.
I saw 10, so top
Yeah,
5. The year as a whole, it's in my top 10.
that's fair.
Uh,
I can understand
and I've seen 87 films now,
that.
so it's not bad going for Roofman. Especially a film that, again, is I panic for general audiences and how well this movie's going to do because it has been just presented as purely a comedy. And I wonder if people are going to go into it, come out of it underwhelmed, not because it's not a comedy, but
Yeah,
I think people are probably going into it for like the next Superbad,
that's
which is,
fair. From kind of insider knowledge that I know of, it's not performing very well. I think this week, very similar to the news that we brought up, nothing is doing great. Where there isn't a lot of new media right now, a lot of reshows are things like we're still playing one battle after another, which is fine. But we're a couple of weeks in now, still showing the bad guys too. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're really struggling for new content before the Christmas period kicks in, which should mean that something like this should dominate because it's something brand new and should take the new audiences by something. But I don't think the marketing was entirely there. And it's not performing very well to the point where it's being replaced by older showings, which is sad because of all the films that are out right now, it's easily in the top 3. If you're going to the cinema to watch, it's just not getting the audience correctly, just because no one knows what it is. I think the
Mhm.
only reason we truly know what it is because we're a little bit more in the loop.
yeah,
The general audiences, they haven't got a clue. They might see it on a bus, and that's about it.
yeah, no, I completely agree. It's a
It's the
massive,
sort of thing that I imagine will be a hit in a few years. It'll be a cult classic later down the line.
yeah, this is going to be a streaming resurgence movie
Yeah, I think so too.
once it hits the streamers after people have seen the reviews. They'll want to click on it.
Yeah.
I think it's always easier to promote a movie on a streaming service than it is to promote it in the theaters.
Yeah, and I think that's an internet storm thing. As soon as like editors and TikTok and YouTube get their hands on it and they're able to make clips that might promote it just a little bit more, you will see it without even looking for it.
Yeah, I think Fantastic Four is going to have a huge buzz around it when it drops on Disney Plus.
I can see that. People will rewatch and find things they missed the first time.
I think a lot of people cautioned against seeing it in the theater, which annoyed me because it was actually really good.
After now watching it and it's kind of sunk in for a little bit, I I always talk about films that I believe are cinema level films, things that you want to watch on the big screen, and there aren't there are only sorry, let's reword this. There are only a few things in Fantastic Four that I think that is worth it in cinema. As a whole, though, I actually don't think it's a cinema film now.
That's
I
interesting.
think certain things like certain shots, let's say that. So certain parts with the Silver Surfer, certain parts with the Galactus need to be seen on a large scale. But the rest of the film, you could quite easily sit and watch on it, like on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's fair. The only other bit that I would see being is good on the screen is the black hole sequence.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean by like the Silver Surfer bit.
Oh, that bit, yeah.
Yeah, but
That
like,
that sequence has now been compared, not shot for shot, but side by side with the interstellar black hole,
no, yeah, I saw that.
and they look pretty much identical.
Mm.
Which the MCU, fair play.
Yeah, taking a yeah,
But
that's fair.
back to Roofman.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, I would say for me, something. I get this is a biopic, right? It comes under that.
Sure, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Um,
Yeah,
or just true story movies. When it plays the text at the end, it's one of my
I
favorite.
love that.
But like for this one, it was so funny because
Oh, okay.
it comes up with the bit when it's like Jeffrey went back to prison, claimed like he said he would never escape again, and then it comes
Oh,
up.
right, yeah.
And in this year and this year, he tried to escape again. It's like, of course he. Um,
I the thing I liked about it is this is one of them films where it's actually crazy, but they actually had to tone it down for the film because the real statistics of what he actually did was even more like mental. And I think that's why they probably added the fact, like the bits where you just said, where he attempted to try again, like afterwards, after promising he won't do it again, like that sort of thing, because it becomes like unbelievable. Um, but no, I really did enjoy the film. I think like my favorite parts of it were just Channing Tatum by himself in a Toys R Us. Like they
yeah,
were my favorite parts. I loved watching him. I loved watching the bits that I wouldn't even consider. So like him and food. Like he lived on M&Ms. Like the only legal records were a dental record where he had so many cavities, which like you wouldn't have even thought about. I like how he creates his own like reality show by setting up baby monitors to watch the staff because there's
yeah.
nothing else to do. Um, yeah, I loved it. I like how, like I said, he watched it like a reality show. He got upset when people were mistreated at work. Not that he isn't allowed to have an opinion, but he's watching it from the sidelines like a fly on a wall and like wants to be part of their lives. And to a degree, does end up being part of their lives without them knowing. Like he changes rotas to benefit like people that are complaining to their boss. He really tries and roots for a guy that's being like verbally abused by his boss, like little things to try and help them out. And I think that they really weighed out that like bad guy, good intentions thing really well. And I think Channing Tatum was like a really good choice for that
And they like got
because
everything down to the small details. Like Jeffrey Manchester had Spider-Man bed sheets in the Toys R Us. That's why he
yeah,
had them. There wasn't
yeah,
just like, cool. Oh, he plays Gambit. Let's put a Marvel reference in.
yeah. No, I know what you mean. I really liked little things that I don't know. I like them in parts of films. Like when he goes to the church for the first time after, again, being nice and donating the toys. You know, he apologizes about what he's wearing because he's wearing like a tie dye hoodie and like size 7 women's shoes. Um, but like they mention it, but like that's truthfully all you would have. Um,
Yeah,
but you know, this is Channing Tatum, so even if you did live and somehow didn't have a haircut or shave for all this time, you wouldn't notice because it's Channing Tatum, like at
yeah,
all. But no, I was a big fan. Like that really that shows the difference between the UK and the US. Like that Toys R Us had a shower in it.
yeah,
Like some businesses do have like showers on site.
yeah. Don't get
That's
that here.
like what is the equivalent? Well, yes, we have Toys R Us in the UK, which shut down. But like, what do we have that like if let's like something like a well, Tesco's too obvious because it has food. It'd be something like a B&Q. Do you know what I mean?
What,
Something that's
what's it called? Smiths?
sure, yeah, but like you're not having a shower there. You're not.
No.
Like, it's not happening. It just
Thing
really
is,
explains the
like
large scale format of
all
like
that
US
stuff works.
stores. Hmm.
it's all for show.
Yeah, that's true. That is
You'd have
true.
him going around the store on like the forklifts or the ride-on lawnmowers.
B&Q would be a good one. Because I think if you were to tell that story in a different setting, you're right, he'd have the forklifts, he'd be playing with like power tools, he would set up little like room lights and paint his walls and
Yeah,
stuff and all the things. He might even grow a garden. Um,
I'd
that would
love
be our
more movies like this. This movie was very, in a different sense, akin to Home Alone for me.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Very work with what you've got,
Yeah,
and
I
I love
like that thing.
kind of things like reutilization of stuff. Like Home Alone 2, I love Home Alone for the story, but Home
Yeah,
Alone 2, I think that the traps and stuff that he sets up are far more interesting than the original.
yeah, that's
Like
fair.
the toolbox slamming down the stairs is one of my favorite scenes. So simple, um,
Mm.
but it just worked. And like the cans and the bricks flying off the roof, um, it's just the fun things like that. And you see him like, oh, there's no chairs here. I'll just use an inflatable.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
there's no TV. I'll make TV with baby monitors.
yeah.
There's a bed. I'll make a bed. And it's like I can't just live in the store. I'll hide in the store.
Mm.
I
No,
don't know
I was
where
a big fan.
hides in a
I'm
B and
glad.
Q. Yeah,
Say again, sorry.
I don't know where one hides in a B and Q, but
Probably very similar. B&Q even have like kitchens and like
yeah,
display rooms. So like, I can imagine like him having a bath in the middle of the like in the middle of a store and it's closed. I think a B&Q is a great choice actually. Now I think about it.
yeah,
Um,
you can see, like making breakfast in the display kitchen and stuff.
yeah, exactly. And like I said, they sell lights and lamps. Like you could set up literally like paint your own living room, steel woodwork and like chest of drawers. It would actually be more of a house than he had in Toys R Us. No, I don't know.
I
No, I'm
might want
glad we both liked it because it was a shot in the dark that I kind of wasn't expecting, and it's something that I would like happily recommend to other people. And it was definitely, you're right, one of the more fun films of the year. And sometimes they are my favorites. Like we talk a lot of now about how like almost you almost want every single thing to be an IMAX blockbuster, and like I don't. I actually don't need that. Yes, it's cool and it gets you excited for what comes next, but like in the meantime, sometimes you don't need something so elaborate and you need just a film. Like, some of these huge films that we're talking about for the rest of the year take you back to when you were a kid and you had it on a DVD. You didn't care that it was on a massive screen or something like that because you probably never watched it that way. You probably only watched it on a DVD. And this is the sort of film that would have done numbers on a DVD. This would have done so well if it came out in Blockbuster. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, it's that sort of film. So no, I'm very happy with it.
it's like right now there is obviously the big one of Tron that is still probably,
Yeah.
unfortunately for me, dominating the box office. But what people should be watching right now is I Swear and Roofman. They are
Completely
two
agree.
more intimate stories,
Yep.
viewpoint into segments of people's lives. They are impactful stories. They are great stories to watch, but also
Mm-hmm.
if you connect with the characters on a deeper level, they can essentially give you an insight into your own life and give you a perspective on yourself. And I think if a movie can do that for you, it does far more than watching Jared Leto attempt to be an AI. So
I
if
would
I,
agree with that.
I can urge anyone that's thinking of going to the cinema this week to watch anything, please check out I Swear and Roofman. I think they're two incredibly underrated movies with vastly different but similarly amazing performances.
I know what
Um,
you mean.
I can't speak highly enough on both of those films. Um, it's a shame how timings worked out for us that we couldn't dedicate an episode to I Swear.
I agree because it was truly
Yeah,
incredible.
an incredible film. So to finish off the Roofman points and to finish off I Swear points, just please watch both of them.
Well, maybe that's a great way to wrap the episode up is to, give them smaller films a go because sometimes they will be your favourites,
Absolutely.
which is perfect. Cool. Well, I think that brings us to the end of this episode. As always, thank you for joining us. And this will be live on Wednesdays at 6, as everyone is aware. Next week, I believe, you talking Gen V next week?
Gen V, I believe, finally.
Oh, okay.
Finally.
I need to catch up, man. I'm doing bad, but that's exciting. So expect potentially a special guest for that. And
Hopefully, and
I
the
will
return of
thank
hopefully.
Yes, no, I completely agree. So thank you very much for joining us and have a good day.
Thank you.